Hello, welcome to another vlog. You find me today in our new garden room office, which I have spent most of the summer trying to get erected. And what follows is a sort of potted history of that process. I hope you find it interesting. It's been quite a journey. I have to say, I didn't film a great deal of the process of building the garden office because it was a nightmare. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little overview and I'd love to know what you think. One of the reasons we bought this house in Margate was the garden. It had clearly been a bit neglected, but we could see it had real potential, a blank canvas and a space that we could do a lot with. At the far end of the garden, there was already a concrete base where a shed had once stood. When we moved in, it was home to a children's playhouse. It had always been a dream of mine to have a garden room office, and this spot seemed perfect. Now, even though there's so much to do inside the house, as soon as the weather improved this spring, I set about, with the help of Stuart's mum, clearing the garden. Our builder and I reconstructed the crumbling base using railway sleepers, and we also built a new fence along the back wall. I found some kit build garden rooms online, and full disclosure, I probably didn't do as much research as I should have. They looked a little bit too good to be true for the price, but in April I ordered one from Billy O, also known as Garden Rooms Direct. What could go wrong? The model is called the Canvas Insulated Garden Room. It took about 12 weeks to arrive, and I'll be honest, I got pretty nervous when I saw the delivery. A large pile of wood, some insulation, and windows and doors. I persuaded our builder Sean to help with the construction. He'd never built one of these kits before, but agreed to give it a go. I mean, how hard could it be? The instructions claimed the build would take 2 people between 8 and 10 hours. Stuart and I spent time familiarising ourselves with the timber, which was a job in itself. Many pieces weren't labelled or were hard to identify, and the instructions were, let's just say, not user-friendly. I also spent a week painting as much of the structure as I could to weatherproof it before assembly. After a few false starts, and after the garden room kit had taken up residence in every corner of the house for weeks, we were desperate to get it built. So on a blistering hot Sunday in July, the 3 of us got to work. At first it went surprisingly well. We soon had a floor, walls and even a window. But by late afternoon we hit a serious snag, the door frame. There just didn't seem to be any suitable pieces to support the weight of 2 double glazed doors. After 12 hours of head scratching and frustration, we had to admit defeat. I should mention that some parts of the kit had already arrived damaged, and I'd spent a lot of time emailing and calling to try and resolve that, which, spoiler alert, I never managed to do. At this point, we had a half-built structure open to the elements and no real idea how to move forward. Using Airtasker, Checkatrade and Rated People, I eventually found a carpenter builder who could help. 2 weeks later, armed with extra timber, patience, and after 6 days of hard labour, he managed to finish the build, and he was only slightly grumpy by the end. There's still plenty to do inside and out, but the structure is now solid and watertight. It was a mission to get to this point, not without stress and certainly not without extra expense, but we're really pleased with the end result. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a striking and useful addition to the garden. Since then, I've done some more research into Billy O and discovered they have a pretty awful reputation. Lots of negative reviews. Am I completely satisfied with the product? That's a tricky one. Ultimately, I'm happy with the final result, but there are so many issues with the kit itself, from missing and damaged parts to the complete lack of aftercare. I probably wouldn't recommend them. But at the end of the day, we now have a budget-friendly garden office that more or less resembles the slick AI render that sold it to me in the first place. Oh, and yeah, I've submitted a formal complaint to Billy O, and I'm currently awaiting a response. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found that interesting. It's been such a moment, but it's up and it's fab. And the next vlog, I'm going to give you a little tour of inside of the garden office because by that point it should be finished completely. So I'd love to know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you thought it was interesting. Leave me a comment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm really, really going to try and build up this channel a little bit more. I know my videos are always a little bit sketchy in terms of when they come out and what they're about, but I really am going to try and do a little bit better from now on. So thanks again for watching and let me know what you think.